Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 881 for March 2nd, 2017. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about being a thug, being a chicken head, being a ratchet. What happens if you're not a thug, a chicken head, or a ratchet? What does that leave you left to be? I guess if you're not one of those, then you're either like a nerd or you're bougie. It's amazing the way we affix these types of labels on each other, and we do each other a really bad disservice because we don't really give ourselves a chance to appreciate each other. And it's one of those things that really go on in the black community, and it's something that we really should do something about. But more than likely, we won't really do anything about it because we don't look at it as being a real problem. We look at it as just one of those things, one of those ways that we identify people. And since it's not really hurting anybody directly, as long as it doesn't affect people directly, so we don't think that there's anything to it. But see, there's a mind state at work here. And one of our biggest problems is our mind state. Us as a people, our mind state determines how we deal with each other, how we look at each other. I put up a post today on Facebook. I put up a post today and I asked, I said, be honest. Do black women like and trust each other? And so many people said no. So many people said no. And most of the people who said no were women. Matter of fact, none of the men said yes. There were only a little bit of men that responded to the post, but there were a lot of women that responded to the post. Over 50 women responded to the post, and the overwhelming majority was no. Now you have to look at the reasons that we don't trust each other. One of the reasons that we really don't trust each other is because we see each other coming before we even get there. In other words, we have already predetermined how our relationship with strangers are going to go. And it's not that it's just a black women thing, but it just seems like their issues are really highlighted a little bit more than black men are towards each other. Black men do find ways to love and appreciate each other. And although it's not on a scale that it should be, our introduction to each other is normally of somewhat of an amicable nature, even if it's just the respect factor that's there. But our sisters are very, very suspicious of each other, and one of the things that I notice about this phenomenon is that, interestingly enough, as bad as the media normally portrays us as a people, when you look at the way black women are portrayed in the media, they don't portray our sisters in their true form according to the post that I put up today. Like you don't see black women hating on each other off gate on TV or in the movies. A lot of times they'll try to push us off as dealing with each other the same way white women deal with each other. Like, yeah, sister power, girl power and all of that. And, hey, girl. Hey, sister. And it's not like that. Now, it may be like that with women that they know, but as far as when they don't know each other, when they're strangers towards each other, there aren't it's not really of an amicable nature. It's not where it should be. I'm not saying that it's totally terrible. I'm not saying that we rush that our sisters rush to tear each other apart like that. But it's not where it should be. There's always a hint of suspicion. Even when you look at social media, and let's say a woman that another woman doesn't know sends them a friend request. Right away, our sisters they get to looking at their mutual friends to find out whose man they're trying to find out something about. Why is this chick sending me this friend request? She must be trying to investigate me because maybe some dude that she likes, or that's her man or whatever, must have friended me and she wants to find out what our relationship is, or what our involvement is, or if we even know each other like that. See, there's suspicion right there. There's lack of trust right there. There's absence of friendliness right there. And get back to that TV thing. If TV and the movies showed black women straight hating on each other like they really do in real life, we would be going crazy at that portrayal, knowing that in the back of our mind, like, there's a little bit of truth to that. You know what I'm saying? So when they portray us as instantly bonding with each other and helping out each other and supporting each other, sadly enough, that's just a movie. That's just TV. Because in reality, it ain't like that. How crazy is that? And I've realized that a lot of it has to do with our men and a lot of, and we turn the screws a lot. Our black men, we turn the screws a lot, and we get into the middle of things. And a lot of times, because of our involvement, it makes things. It makes it a little bit harder for our sisters to really get along with each other. But anyway, to the topic that we were talking about tonight. How is it that either you're a chicken head or you're a ratchet or you're a thug, or either that you have to be a nerd or you have to be bougie? Is it really like that? Is it really like that? Because I don't really think that it is. Our visibility in this world, it really needs a tune-up. Because we concentrate so much on the people who show out and show off and act a fool and it just really, really give us a negative portrayal of who we are, even to each other. Because that's what it is. When you see somebody that's ratchet and all of that, they're normally showing out and they're not acting in a way that shows that they have some sense. It's not that they're stupid or anything like that, but their home training, their refinement needs a little refinement, But what about the people that we don't see? People who can write, people who can talk, people who are too busy going to work and going to school and taking care of their families and raising their babies and trying to be successful in life. Too busy with that to be out there showing their ass, having their pants hanging down, toting a gun, talking about who they have blast. I kill a nigga, I murder a nigga, I do this shit to a nigga. Niggas may not say shit to me. I ain't got no time for niggas. Niggas know what time it is. These niggas out here is crazy. Niggas better not fuck with me. I'm that nigga. Real nigga. Real niggas over here. Ain't nothing but real niggas around here. What's really good? We gotta start to love each other, man. We gotta stop putting these labels on each other. We gotta get to the point where we start to appreciate each other on sight instead of having to have that introduction. Because the way that we fit into this world, especially in this country, is different. Our training is different. Coming up out of slavery and all of that and carrying that slave mentality into modern day times, we have to do a lot more work than other races and other ethnic groups have to do in order to take the next step towards having a harmonious relationship with each other and having a successful experience. Successful experience. That's like an experience in getting what you want, getting what you were looking for. And when I say that, I have to ask myself, how many of us out there are really looking towards getting along with each other, loving one another, being able to build things with each other, being able to forge really great partnerships, merge with each other, socially, financially, spiritually, community-wise, familiar-wise. How many of us are really trying to do that? And how much do we work on it? While we talking about this thug over here and these ratchet chicks over there, these chicken heads from around the corner. You know what I mean? This bougie chick over there. You know what I mean? That's why niggas can't. That's why you can't give niggas, a couple of dollars. They get to acting a fool or whatever. That nerd motherfucker over there. You think he know everything and all that. He don't want to hang out. We got to do better. Y'all not niggas. Remember that in school days? But it's true. It's true. And don't get me wrong. I don't mind the N-word. I use it all the time. But there has to be an understanding that comes along with this. I'm not dissing my brothers and sisters when I say it. And a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't use it anyway. It's ours. It's ours. And we have to take the power out of the word. You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, I would rather somebody call me a nigga than for somebody to treat me like a nigger. Straight up and down. Because we've been treated like niggas our whole existence. And sometimes we're blinded to the fact that that's even happening. As we strive harder and harder to try to get closer to our oppressor and multiply the effect of that Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is when you've been battered and bruised and abused and really just dragged through the ringer. But for some reason, instead of hating the person that dragged you through the ringer and abused you and hurt you and turned your life around for the negative, you get closer to them. And it's like when you beat a dog, but you train a dog and beat a dog, and that dog jumps up on you and licks your face when you come home, and they miss you when you're gone. That's part of like where we are with it. And I don't even mean to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really mean to get into all of that tonight, y'all, but it's important. Listen, we can't get nowhere sugarcoating nothing. Not in these days and times. I've gone through this for 46 years of my life, seeing how people are sugarcoating things, and it hasn't gotten us anywhere. And with this administration now, people really want to go back to when they could pretend that everything was okay, and it's just not going to go back to that. So we got to work with what we got. And what we got ain't all that bad. If we start to love each other, if we start to appreciate each other, and if we start to accept each other on sight instead of, nah, she cool. Nah, man, that brother, he good. Without that. When we see this, when our eyes hit this, we need to start thinking, yeah, that's what's up. Instead of, what this motherfucker going on from me? What's his angle? What's going on? What are you trying to do? Step by step, though, we got to take baby steps. We'll get there eventually, but we got to take these baby steps, and we got to be diligent in our approach to trying to get there. It's going to take a while. Everything starts at one, and it ends in infinity, and we don't know where infinity is, so we just got to keep going. It's lifetime work. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, when it all comes down to it, what it really is and what it's going to be is that, look, we got to stop labeling each other and treating each other like the labels that we've given each other. We got to start seeing this and then doing this. But it has to reciprocate. It has to be back and forth. We got to do it with each other, for each other. Each one teach 100. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, E. All right. The Daily Go Get Amism show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. Once again, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. Log on blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace. Peace. All right, y'all. Y'all not niggas.